Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here, live from the Ball Diamonds in Crossfield on a windier day where it's beauty. Beauty is the sun today as well. So we're battling the wind, battling the sun, in a double-edged sword of welcome to May before the weekend. Yeah, we end up getting to a 3-1 series lead here for the Edmonton Oilers, and for the first time in franchise history, the Edmonton Oilers can clinch a playoff series against the LA. No, just kidding. We've done that 5 million times. The Vegas Golden Knights. We have the chance for the first time in history to clinch a playoff series against the Vegas Golden Knights. Of course, that first time round didn't go so well for the Oilers. Last night round, they got a big time performance from every single player in the lineup. I do want to note, didn't make mention of it in the post game last night, but Kasperi Kapanen and Troy Stecher coming in for action here in the playoffs and made an absolute mint impact on the Oilers roster last night. So that was good to see. Sorry, Troy's just making sure I'm in the right dugout. Don't worry, Troy. We're in the good one. The sun's going to be here all night. But yeah, so right now for the Oilers, you're going to Vegas, chance to clinch the series in Game 5. Again, this Edmonton Oilers team at times has not made it easy on themselves in the playoffs, but last night was about as easy of a job as they have made it on themselves. Given the way they played, they cleaned up a lot of mistakes. Really, only maybe one or two things that they bled that they shouldn't have in that Game 3 or Game 4 against the Vegas Golden Knights. And what you like to see as well is Stuart Skinner makes the saves that he needed to preserve what was ultimately a victory for the Edmonton Oilers. So all in all, you end up winning a hockey game. You end up taking home a victory that gives you the chance to clinch. And now the big task is going to Vegas and getting the job done in a formidable building, which generally across the NHL has never really been that friendly. So for the Oilers, a chance to do it in Vegas on their home ice, and obviously send a message to whether it be Dallas or Winnipeg that emerges out of the other semifinal here as we go to the conference finals that, hey, we're legit, we're ready to roll. And again, I think the Oilers are kind of doing the exact same thing they did in the second round versus Vancouver last year, kind of looking like a team at times that might not be capable of taking on Dallas in the next round. And then, well, you know what? They proved that last year that they were. And I wouldn't sleep on the Edmonton Oilers all too much. Should they get the job done tomorrow against Vegas, get some rest in them. And of course, you start seeing that Calvin Pickard comes back. You start seeing Matthias Ekholm might, become a possibility here over the next few weeks. You got some other guys that are, I'm sure, banged and bruised up. You can start to see it with some of the bigger guys. They're starting to slow down a little bit out there, which is natural with this time of year and this grind that is the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it feels good to be sitting here on a beautiful day, battling, like I said, the wind, but also getting the sunshine, which is Troy's concern. Sitting here being able to talk about a 3-1 series lead, a chance to clinch against the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night. Hey, it's Wing Wednesday, by the way. Can't wait to enjoy that one with the boys at the bar on a Wing Wednesday. I've already been booked, so sorry, Troy. That's hate to break the news to you that way, bud. But yeah, we'll get going for what should be a really good game tomorrow. And then, like I said, it sets us up, if we win, for a little bit of rest as Dallas and Winnipeg try to secure a series victory against each other. And then ultimately we get into the conference finals, and we're, at that point, maybe 14 games at most away from lifting the Stanley Cup if we want to do it the hard way. So the Edmonton Oilers, hey, what do you say? The Oilers have a chance here after what was a very rocky end of the season, a very sketchy situation for the Edmonton Oilers, going into a place where, again, you would sit here and say they were too injured, which was what my whole claims was I just thought the Oilers were too injured to get to the point they are at now. That was disproven as soon as Kane stepped foot on the ice in Game 2 against LA. And from there on out, it's been game on for this Edmonton Oilers team. And, the nice part is Calvin Pickard comes in and does exactly what everybody thought and hoped he could do. But at the same rate, too, now you've gotten a victory out of Stuart Skinner as well. And both goalies contributing wins to this team's cause through 2 rounds. Well, almost 2 rounds. We still got to win tomorrow night in Vegas. Friends, for right now, though, I guess I probably have some other stuff I could add. And I do want to, again, for those of you just tuning in, I don't know if you caught the post-game last night. I made no mention of Troy Stetcher, who had, again, I think by all credits, an incredible game, coming in cold from a long time off in the playoffs. And I think he was injured in game 80 against Winnipeg, is what I heard on the broadcast. Again, like I said, the whole end of the season is so murky and mucky and gross that who even remembers what happened yesterday, kind of deal, once you get into the playoffs anyway. But at the same rate, too, you had Kasperi Kapanen, who in one shift had 4 hits and really was an intimidating force out there just at one point. Like, you watch that sequence of 5 to 7 minutes that the Oilers went without a whistle in the action there in game number 4. It was probably the most incredibly awesome, chaotic sequence we have ever seen the Oilers play whistle to whistle. And yeah, that was absolutely awesome. I mean, in recent memory, I'm not talking all time, but you know what I mean. It was fantastic to see this Oilers group just go around, run around the LA Kings, and basically run out the Vegas Golden Knights out of the building. That was the big part of all of this, was running the Vegas Golden Knights back to Vegas on their heels with a 3-1 series lead. And for the Oilers, right, like I'm saying, a chance to clinch now in a game in which game 5, if you would have said, going into game 3, starting Stuart Skinner, a lot of folks wouldn't have said the Oilers would have a chance to clinch in game 5. And after game 3, I was like, oh, here we go. And Stuart Skinner comes through with a performance in game number 4 that delivers us a chance to clinch for the first time against the Vegas Golden Knights. And that's the exciting part about this here for the Oilers, is you get to do something potentially on Wednesday night for the first time in franchise history. You get to do it when the bars will be packed for Wing Wednesday. And again, I don't know if anyone really ever understands why I talk so much about the bars when it comes to playoff time, why the bars are so important to me, especially as somebody who's been sober almost 5 years now. But trust me, the bars in Alberta, the bars across Canada, they are a very impactful, important place. And you can never lose sight of what they mean to basically their small town communities, but also the big cities as well. So looking forward to seeing all the crazy social media posts from across the bars in Alberta here over the course of the next 48 hours. And of course, as well, the scenes in downtown Edmonton at the Ice District as the Oilers look to, and like I said, hopefully clinch this series in game number 5 against the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night. Again, it'll be Stuart Skinner in net unless anything crazy changes tomorrow. And of course, the Oilers lineup might be a little in flux tomorrow, but I assume the winning lineup, as Chris Knobloch has tended to do in the playoffs, will remain until a loss. So I'd assume Troy Stetcher stays in, and I would also assume Kasperi Kapanen has earned the right to play another game. So we'll see what happens there for the Edmonton Oilers, friends. But we head to Vegas with a chance to clinch the series in a grand total of 5 games. Again, it seems crazy to say because it's the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers, and history serves, and the Oilers, and the whole 9 yards just doesn't seem to add up. But for the Edmonton Oilers, like I'm saying, chance to clinch it in 5. First time in franchise history ever beating the Vegas Golden Knights in a playoff series. And I'm sure I've said LA Kings in place of the Vegas Golden Knights like 3 times in this video, but you all got the whole idea of what I'm going after. So friends, thanks for being aboard. I'm up on out of here ball time. Let's get it going. Let's go Pirates.